What happens when two of country music's biggest voices collide in front of a live studio audience, and things get so heated that security has to step in? Well, that's exactly what went down when Faith Hill appeared on the Kelly Clarkson show. And what started as a friendly interview quickly spiraled into one of the most explosive moments in daytime television history. Before we dive into this incredible story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below telling me which celebrity feud surprised you the most. Because trust me, you're not going to believe how this one unfolds. Kelly Clarkson sat behind her familiar desk, her warm signature smile glowing as the cameras rolled. The studio audience buzzed with excitement, unaware that they were minutes away from witnessing something unforgettable. Faith Hill, dressed in an elegant black blazer and radiating country music royalty energy, settled gracefully into the guest chair. "Faith Hill, everybody," Kelly announced, clapping as the crowd erupted. "Thank you so much for being here. I've been a fan of yours since I was just starting out in this crazy industry." Faith smiled, but there was something unreadable behind her expression. "Thank you for having me, Kelly. It's always nice to meet fellow artists who've made their mark." "Oh, I wouldn't say I've made quite the same mark you have," Kelly laughed. "Humble as always. You're Faith Hill. You've sold over 40 million albums, won 5 Grammys. Your Vegas residency with Tim was iconic. Success comes in many forms," Faith replied, her tone measured. "Some of us have been building our careers for decades, while others seem to find shortcuts to the top." The audience shifted uncomfortably. Kelly's smile froze for a moment. Then she quickly tried steering towards safer territory. "Well, we've all had different paths," she said diplomatically. "Speaking of paths, your new tour." "That's right," Faith cut in. "Sometimes you have to remind people where real talent comes from. Not everyone can rely on reality TV to launch their career." This time the jab was unmistakable. Kelly flushed, though she kept her voice steady. "I think American Idol was a legitimate platform. It gave people like me, opportunities they otherwise wouldn't have had." Faith leaned back, smirking slightly. "Traditional artists paid their dues in small venues, wrote their own music from day one. We didn't need a TV audience to vote us into a career." Then Kelly, unable to let it slide any longer, leaned forward. "I've written my own songs too. My biggest hits came from real experiences, real emotions." "Maybe," Faith said coolly. "Though I wonder how much creative control you actually had. Must be nice having teams of producers craft your sound for you." Kelly's grip on the desk tightened. The tension in the room was just beginning. The air in the studio grew dense, the audience frozen between fascination and shock as Kelly's smile faded completely. Her voice, normally warm and inviting, now carried an unmistakable edge. "Are you seriously questioning my artistic integrity on my own show?" Faith shrugged, unbothered. "I'm just pointing out facts. Some artists earn their careers the hard way. Others are molded by executives." Kelly wasn't having it. "I built my career with honesty, with hard work, with songs that mean something to me. Just because my path looked different doesn't make it any less real." Faith tilted her head, her expression sharp. "If you say so." Producers exchanged panicked looks. They had seen tense moments before, but nothing like this. The audience sat stiffly, their excitement now replaced with stunned silence. "You know," Kelly said slowly, "I've always admired you. But right now, I'm questioning why." Faith's laugh was bitter. "If you think this is mean, you clearly haven't been in this business long enough. Harsh truths are part of it. Some of us built our careers from the ground up. Others had sob stories that played well on television." Kelly's face flushed red. "My struggles were real. My family's hardships weren't a strategy." Faith didn't flinch. "It got you votes. Sympathy sells." That was the moment something inside Kelly snapped. She stood abruptly, her chair rolling backward. "At least I didn't hide behind a perfect image while my marriage was falling apart." The audience gasped. Faith froze, her eyes narrowing into something dangerous. "How dare you bring my personal life into this?" Kelly didn't back down. "You've been attacking everything personal about my life for the past 10 minutes. What? Yours is off limits." Faith slowly rose from her seat. "Watch yourself, little girl." "Oh, come on," Kelly said bitterly. "I'm a grown woman, Faith. You don't intimidate me." "Could have fooled me," Faith snapped. "You're throwing a tantrum because someone finally told you the truth about your manufactured career." Manufactured. Kelly stepped closer. Let's talk about manufactured. Years spent clinging to relevance while younger artists pass you by. You didn't start this fight, to be honest. You started it because you're threatened. Faith's cheeks flushed, her breathing sharp. Threatened by you? Please. Yeah, Kelly said softly. Threatened. Because deep down, you know you're not the only one with talent anymore. The room felt seconds away from eruption. Faith's composure wavered for the first time, her eyes flicking around the studio as if suddenly aware of the dozens of shocked faces, watching her unravel. But instead of backing down, she doubled down. You think popularity with teenagers defines success? Real artists don't need to pander. Kelly's jaw clenched. Real artists also don't tear down other women to feel better about themselves. Oh, please, Faith shot back. Your sweet, relatable act? Everyone knows it's fake. Nashville knows. The industry knows. Your fans are the only ones who don't. Kelly blinked slowly, something icy settling over her expression. You can insult my career all you want. You can insult my beginnings, my choices, my music. But don't you ever call my connection with my fans fake. Faith crossed her arms, smirking, finally showing who you really are. No, Kelly said calmly. I'm showing what happens when someone pushes me too far. And congratulations, you've officially crossed that line. The audience felt the shift instantly. Even Faith looked caught off guard as Kelly walked around her desk, closing the distance between them. You came on my show in my space and tried to tear down everything I've built. Everything my team has built. Everything this audience supports. For what? To prove a point? To feel powerful? Faith swallowed hard, but said nothing. Kelly continued, her voice steady but fierce. This isn't the Faith Hill people admire. This is someone who's hurting. Someone who's angry. Someone who's lost. Don't psychoanalyze me. Faith snapped, though her voice cracked. I'm not, Kelly said gently. I'm asking why. Why come here with all this hostility? What did I do to you? Faith's eyes glistened, just for a second, before she blinked the emotion away. You don't know what I've been through, she whispered. Then tell me, Kelly urged. Help me understand. For a breath, it looked like Faith might finally open up, the rage slipping to reveal something softer, something wounded. But she pulled herself back together in an instant, walls slamming shut. I don't owe you anything, she said coldly. And I don't need your pity. Kelly exhaled, defeated. You're right. You don't owe me anything. But I don't owe you a platform for cruelty. I don't owe you this stage. I don't owe you this seat. Faith's eyes widened slightly. What are you saying? Kelly turned to the audience. I want to apologize. This is not what the Kelly Clarkson show represents. We uplift people here. We spread kindness, not hostility. Faith stepped back, realizing where this was going. Kelly turned toward her again. I think it's time for you to leave. The room went silent. Faith stared at Kelly in disbelief, stunned into silence as the audience gasped around her. You're kicking me off your show? She finally asked, fury and shock battling in her voice. I'm asking you to leave, Kelly replied firmly. There's a difference. You came here with one intention, to attack me. And I won't let my audience, my crew, or myself be treated like that. Faith glanced around the studio, expecting someone, anyone, to defend her. But every face she saw carried the same expression: disappointment, irritation, disbelief. Even the cameramen, normally stoic, were looking at her like she'd crossed a line too bold to ignore. This is ridiculous, Faith muttered, though the conviction wasn't there anymore. What's ridiculous, Kelly said calmly, is that I let your insults go on this long. What's ridiculous is that I kept trying to salvage this, hoping maybe you'd stop long enough for us to have a real conversation. Security stepped forward quietly, not touching her, not even close, but making their presence clear. Faith's expression faltered when she noticed them. I don't need this, she snapped, grabbing her purse. I don't need you, and I don't need your little show. You're right, Kelly said gently. You don't. Faith looked at her sharply, as if expecting sarcasm, but there was none, only tired sadness. You're better than what you showed today, Kelly said quietly. At least, I hope you are. Faith froze, thrown off balance by the unexpected softness. For a moment, the anger melted, leaving something raw and human underneath. But she blinked it away quickly. You don't know anything about me, she said, her voice tight. Kelly nodded. Maybe not. But after today, I think you don't know much about yourself anymore either. Faith's lips trembled. She clenched her jaw to hide it. The audience remained completely silent. watching something far more real than television. Drama. Two women at a breaking point neither of them had expected. Faith took a shaky breath, lifted her purse over her shoulder, and stepped back from the guest chair. "This was a mistake," she whispered. "Maybe," Kelly replied softly, "but it doesn't have to stay one." Faith paused. For the briefest moment, she looked like she might apologize, might finally let her walls fall. But then she straightened her posture, forced confidence back into her eyes, and walked toward the stage exit. Security followed at a respectful distance. Kelly watched her go, then turned back to the audience. "I'm sorry," she said quietly. "We'll take a quick break." The cameras cut, and the incident instantly became the most talked about moment in daytime TV history.